just saw is a portion of a day trip that we did in Kaaterskill Falls. It took us about like 3 hours to get there from the city, from Manhattan, to the parking lot of that trail. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you how we got there, what we brought, how much we spent the entire trip, and some details that I can share that made our trip as smooth as it did. Also, I can share with you some tips that I think that could have made it a little bit better. So before anything, let me give you a quick overview. It's a very easy hike. It's actually about 1.7 miles round trip already, so it's short, but there's a lot of stairs though. You don't need to bring, or you don't need to use, rather, hiking boots. Actually, what I used was just simple running shoe, right here, and this one already works just fine. It's good for the whole family for sure. We did see a lot of people, and it ranges from kids to elders. No problem going up and down the falls. There is this one instance though that we saw this lady just like, you know, grasping for air, and the crowd was all around her. May happening.
I'm just gonna help her out out of the woods, and then go on out there.
You gotta stick around.
I would assume that she was, or they were, heading up already, and I think she just had dehydration or something. So don't forget your water bottles. So our trip starts here in the city in Manhattan. First tip would be to leave early, because what ended up happening to us was we left at around 8:30 in the morning, and we didn't get to start the hike until 2:30 in the afternoon. So I know that's a lot of hours. It's not the whole travel time though. Later we'll find out why it took that long for us to start the hike. So before you leave, you want to make sure you don't forget a couple of things. I would suggest number one is bring some lunch sandwich, something to eat on the way. Some chips also, a couple of them, so you can have something on the side for your lunch, and something to eat down while you were enjoying the view of the falls. Number two would be a thermal, like insulated water bottle that you can fill like to the brim with ice while you're at home, and then it would last the whole day. And then you just bring 2 extra water bottles, doesn't matter, like warm plastic ones, and that you would just use those to refill it while you're hiking or later, like after you hike. Definitely some clothes to change, because you have the option to actually swim there. So it's up to you if you want to do that. We ended up not doing it. There's a lot of people hanging out over there by the falls. So maybe if you got earlier than we did, then you might have a good chance to doing the swimming. But yeah, we didn't do it. Just bring extra clothes because you're gonna get sweaty anyways, and then you have to change into your new outfit, you know, going to dinner later. And lastly would be plastic bags. Actually, we brought a couple so that we can use one for trash, and then the others would be for like wet clothes and sweaty clothes, stuff like that. Okay, so back to the trip. So we left here at the house at around 8:30 in the morning. We had to take the subway from the Upper East Side to Port Authority. If you already have this card with you, it will only cost you $2.75 to one way to go there. So that's like $5.50 for both of us. The reason why we had to go through Port Authority station is because that's where we had to ride the bus. It's called the Newark Airport Express. So it's a station over there that would bring us to the budget rental car in Newark, New Jersey. And the main reason for that we had to take the budget car in New Jersey instead of here in Manhattan is because it's a lot cheaper there. So it did extend our travel time for about an extra hour, but I think it's well worth it because of like the big difference in price. I'm gonna look into it. I'll probably put the difference, more details in the description so that you guys have a reference for that. Or I'll put it right here, how much it was difference. So yeah, there you go. The Newark Airport Express station is located between 8th and 9th Avenues on 41st Street. I think it's closer to 8th Avenue. The cost for that bus to take us from Manhattan to the Newark Airport is $18.50. So it's $37 for both of us. So once you ride that bus, you would take the first stop, which you will then go to the AIRTRAIN to bring you to the P3 parking lot. That's where the budget office is located. So when you do rent from budget, you have a reservation already. They would just look it up over there once you get there, and then you would pay. I would suggest, so tip number 3, I would suggest get the unlimited toll payments, and that would cost an extra 23 bucks. But it's well worth it because the toll payments going into Manhattan, let's say you're heading back from the trip, it's already right around like $12 to $16 something. There's a lot more tolls that you have to go through heading to the falls and back. So get it for sure. That's an absolute must. Another thing is insurance. I mean, we didn't get insurance for us. You know, personal preference, you might want to get it, you know, for peace of mind. The rental costed us 85 bucks for a small car. It's a Corolla, and it's good enough. You don't need anything, you know, you're not gonna go off-road or anything like that. The only dirt road that you have to go through was the parking lot over there at the beginning of the trail. So, you know, the cheapest one you can get is fine, I think. Another reminder is the return time of the car. First of all, the return time is 11 o'clock at night. That's what they said over the phone. I don't know if that's true, that it can be extended, but we didn't really take the chance. If it's gonna go overnight, then we have to look for parking in the city, which is going to be a lot more difficult and expensive. So our target for the whole trip, for the whole day trip, was to return at 11 o'clock at night. Another tip would be paying for the gas, you know, so that they can refill it on their own. You don't have to look for a gas station before returning it. So yeah, ask for the gas type if you're not gonna get that feature. That's just one of those things that, you know, for your peace of mind, I would suggest just get it. Alright, so from the budget station, now you have your car. What we had to do was make a stopover. There's restrooms there too. We had to take and buy burgers, fries, and some drinks, and coffee. You know, definitely had to get that coffee. After that, your next stop is already in the Kaaterskill's parking lot. You want to look for the Laurel House Road parking lot. So that's what made the trip a lot longer, because we ended up like getting there, I would say about 1:30, and we didn't get to actually park until 2:30, which is an extra hour of waiting. So in between the subways, the bus, the waiting for the bus, the waiting for the car, the waiting for the pit stop that we did, and then this waiting in line for the parking, that's like a span of 6 hours in total. So again, go early. So another thing is you might make a mistake of parking on the road. Don't do that. We did see there was this one car that had a ticket on the windshield, and it costs $175 because of parking in that road. And later in the day, when we were about to leave, we saw a cop actually.
May tao sa likod mo.
Don't park on the road. Sorry, people. Just be patient and fall in line. I think there's other areas on the side of the road that you're allowed to, but specifically on Laurel Road, they put tickets. So that's a no-no. You're about to start the hike. It's really short, like I said. It's just time to enjoy the nature, short walk, and the fresh breeze, you know, out of the city. You want to go to the viewing platform for sure before heading down to the falls. You have a choice of going mid-tier, the top one, or the bottom one. We had to go to the bottom one. Here's what happened.
Do you want to dance?
After the hike, we ended up going to a detour. I mean, it's close by, so it's not really a hassle, to the Walkway over the Hudson Bridge. It's a historic place. It's already there, so we might as well just go. It's a very long road. I mean, it's a very long bridge, so we ended up just going halfway, or up until to the flag, the American flag. I don't know if that's halfway already, but that's where we reached. Took some pictures, head back. And what's a good thing though about this stopover is that they have restrooms, like clean restrooms that you can change into your new clothes. Our last stop for this trip was dinner time. So I'm so glad that we came across this restaurant. It's called Paula's Public House. It's on the way actually to Manhattan. It's not really going out of the way or detouring again to a different place. And it's really nice. I mean, the food was really awesome. These are what we ordered. And that's the arugula and fruit salad, the shrimp pappardelle pasta, fish and chips. That's not your regular fish and chips. That's like a huge chunk. And then the truffle fries. All of that cost $90 with tip. So I think it's well worth it. It's really quiet at that time. I don't know, I saw reviews that they said it's really noisy because sometimes they had live bands who are actually performing there. But at the time that we were there, we had to go to the back patio with a tent, very peaceful, not many people there. Like I said, it was just us and another couple. And we just took our time, really. I definitely enjoyed that dinner, for sure. Okay, so our last destination was to return the car to the budget rental in the city. Make sure you don't leave anything in the car. Check it, make sure there's no damage whatsoever. Take some pictures and then done. Okay, so just a few more reminders. Please check out the details in the description for some important stuff that I may have missed mentioning earlier in this video. Also, if you don't have a thermal bottle yet, I have put a link for the exact product that we used over there. This is exactly the same thing that we also used in the Lower Antelope trip that we had. It's called Alaska Life. Since 4 a.m. meron pang yellow. And it's super effective, I promise. So that's just one of those things that I would like to ask favor from you guys, that if you're thinking of buying such a thing, please use that link. Even if you're not buying the same item, if you just use that link, then you buy something else within a 24-hour time frame, that would help me as well. So yeah, that is it for today. Hopefully I gave some good information for you guys to use if you're heading for a trip to Kaaterskill Falls. Yeah, next time we'll probably go within the city, some places that I haven't been to. That's what I plan to do. So stick around and see you in the next one. All right, bye.